So as we think about this building, this place, we start to think about what could become new beginnings, opportunities, things that have not been done before. We start to ask ourselves, what is the identity of this place? And really, what could it become?
10 years ago when we walked out of the Orange County Convention Center, it was honestly one of the most painful days in the history of our company. But it motivated us to come back stronger than ever as an evolved company. Why? Because healthy companies evolve. And if you don't evolve, you die. The identity of the convention center is so important. We don't want to be a generic convention center. We don't want to be like everyone else. We want our guests, when they're standing in the Orange County Convention Center, to know exactly where they are. They are standing in the heart of Orlando. They are standing in Orange County, and not some nameless, faceless convention center that could exist in any city in the world. The most important thing is to have a vision of what this convention center can be. And let me tell you, we have a vision. We want to become part of the fabric of Orange County. We want to be your partner, not your food vendor, not your contract feeder. We want to be your partner in your mission, which is to promote economic development for Orange County. My name is Andy Lansing, and I'm president and CEO of Levy Restaurants. Yeah, and I'll admit it, I'm a magician. I'm that kid who never grew out of magic. And I'm often asked, kind of like, why do you like magic? What is it about it? And I always think about the fact that when we were kids, we had this remarkable sense of wonder. We didn't have the answers. Why is the sky blue? Why do birds fly? We didn't know anything. Everything was amazing to us. And I see an analogy between magic and that sense of wonder and that sense of memory with food. When we eat food, food is one of the great things, like music, that brings us back. We try to create memories for people every single day when they come to our locations. We don't want to just fill their gas tank. We want it to be a world-class dining experience that people talk about. We want people to walk out of the convention center remembering their food experience, and they'll never forget it. We're so very different from anyone else in our business for a number of reasons. Probably at the top of that list is because we are restaurateurs. We are not contract feeders. We are not institutional food service providers. We're restaurateurs. I have a saying that I say to our people every single day, that if the change outside our company is happening faster than the change inside our company, the end is in sight. We have to keep evolving. We created a dedicated convention center group, a team that does nothing else but operate convention centers.
My name is Cindy Van Rensburg, and I'm the division president for Levy Convention Centers. With this dedicated convention center group, what it allows us to do is to be focused. That translates into revenue growth for our partners. I wish I could tell you there was one magic bullet that we do for growth. It's not a magic bullet. It's all the 1,000 little things that we do to get guests to come earlier and stay later.
We've also evolved by creating two totally separate subsidiaries. We created E15, our advanced analytics team, and Curiology, the right brain complement to our left-brained E15, is the most creative force in the industry.
Hi, my name's Jamie Faulkner. I'm the CEO of the E15 Group, and I am passionate about data. We have significant amounts of intelligence. We get to partner with some of the best companies in the world, Google and Amazon and Waze and Uber. And from our partnerships here at Amway Center and Camping World, we have the largest data set out there of anybody, probably in the industry, maybe even the world, on how people behave when it comes to food and beverage. I think in the old days, and I preface old by saying probably 2 or 3 years ago, to be quite honest with you, most programming around food and beverage was 100% driven by gut. It was driven by what we've done in the past or by what somebody's doing next door, what we think our competition is doing. And today we know what guests want before they walk through the door. I think that when it comes to people, it's an art and a science. I think we're the science part of that. We pull all of that information and insights together, and then we hand it off to Curiology. Curiology then makes sense of that. They take all those insights and they design really great experiences. I get fired up about intelligence. At the end of the day, hospitality is about creating connections between people and what they're going to remember about this experience when they get home.
So we work really hard to bring in those local restaurateurs. So whether it's the local products, brands, we partner with local dairy farmers, we partner with local produce farmers.
We believe in the real deal collaborative partnerships and to really push the economic development that we're really all here about. And so we created the Orange County LAC Group. It's the power of Levy with the marketing of CCH and the community connections of the Alliance Group.
We're really excited to bring some new things to the convention center, including augmented reality, new apps, updating the website, using social media to drive people to the convention center they may not normally have visited.
I work with the Darryl Armstrong Foundation for Premature Babies. I do basketball camps for over 20 years in the community.
What's so key for the future generation of employees is really building job skills that are going to be transferable for them.
And we can't lose these kids. These kids need positive role models. A lot of them don't have father figures.
And we're hopeful that with this partnership with Levy and the LAC Group, that we'll be able to add team members as a result of this partnership.
We have the ability to do some great things working together. Michael Jordan could not win a championship if he didn't have the rest of the team with him. So that's the same thing that I'm looking for here with this partnership.
With any business, people are the most important asset. What else is there? But without our people, we're absolutely nothing. Levy was recently recognized as one of the best employers for diversity. Our commitment to diversity is not only with our people, but also with our supplier partners as well. We are committed to 52% diversity when it comes to our local supplier partners. We will reach out to local minority business owners to expand their businesses within the Orange County community.
In bringing collaborative partners to the table, we realized that we had to aim high, and we did. We brought in Jack Nicklaus.
As a proud member of the PGA of America since the late 1960s, I'm committed to the economic development in Orange County from the first swing. Through our partnership with Levy, we intend to bring that same unique Golden Bear Grill experience to the Orange County Convention Center. Our restaurants are structured in such a way that we give back to charity every time someone spends with us.
And Jose Andres, probably the most famous chef in the world.
And also recognized last year as one of the best humanitarians in the world. And local talent like Creative City Project that's going to bring innovative experiences to all of our clients.
I am passionate about helping build a thriving arts community here in Central Florida. And one of the best ways we can do that is by paying artists. Whether it's work like this from our Creative City Project team or the more than 1,000 artists that we'll work with at Immerse 2018. One of the beautiful parts about a partnership with the LAC Group at the Orange County Convention Center is that it connects artists with opportunities to work with national and international companies, providing some amazing paid work for artists and bolstering our creative class here in Central Florida.
I personally love creating jobs for people. To have people come up to me, as they so often do, and say, "You guys helped me send my kids to college." There's nothing more rewarding than that.
Hi, my name is Shanika, and I'm a Starbucks manager, which is ran by Levy. I've been here with the old partners and with the new partners, Levy, and it's like night and day. With the other partners, I didn't feel like I was growing. I didn't feel like there was much opportunity for me to grow. Levy has impacted my life in many ways that they couldn't even imagine. I know that I don't have to do the same thing for the rest of my life. Levy has so many different departments and so many different things that I can decide to do. They've given the entire building hope.
The heart of every relationship that we have is all about transparency. My name is Rob Ellis, and I'm the CFO for Levy. I've been with Levy for 20 years. We've grown up being nothing but transparent. So when we have a partner or we see somebody else in the industry that isn't being fully transparent, the first question that we have is, what are they hiding? Governance is great, but governance doesn't mean anything without measurements. And when we talk about measurements, we talk about KPIs, or key performance indicators. We're actually going to put 1% of our management fee at risk. If we don't hit the KPIs, we're not going to make everything that we normally would have. From a Levy perspective, 20 years ago, we were $200 million. Now we're $2 billion, and every year we've seen double-digit revenue growth.
What we're most proud of is when we take over from an incumbent, we've seen in year one, the last 7 transitions, we grow revenue 30%. How do you do that?
Many other companies look at cutting costs to hit a bottom line. That's just not who we are. We absolutely are focused on driving top-line growth and growing revenue.
My name is Luther Villagomez. I'm the Chief Operating Officer for the George Brown Convention Center. Our growth at the Convention Center was really flat. With our previous partner, they just weren't listening to our needs. We had several complaints at the time. They were complacent. We really needed a change. About a year and a half ago, we made a decision to hire Levy as our new food and beverage operator. And not a week later, Harvey happened, which was the worst disaster that Houston had experienced. We became a shelter for 22 days. Levy was there to support us before the contract had even started. The transition team actually turned their attention to help us. Levy as a partner has helped us find our identity, and that change has proved to be our best decision.
We all know change is difficult. It can be painful at times. We change because we want a different future. We know things can be better. It lets you go places that you could never imagine before.
You may think that a December transition is fast. And if I'm sitting there and I'm you, that's quick. That's a quick transition. But for us, our team's already been working on this the last 6 months. We're ready to go. As soon as we get the green light, we're ready to deploy them down here to Orlando and transition this building successfully.
Levy's actually invested in a team that does openings to make sure every 1,000 detail is covered and that it opens flawlessly. If there is one thing I can assure you, we are ready to go today.
My name is Tom Funk. I'm the Chief Operating Officer for Levy. Orlando is this exploding opportunity for growth. And when I look at the development that's going on here in Orlando and Orange County, the cranes that are in the air, that's a sign of change. That's a sign of evolution, and that's a sign of progress.
Identity is so important because it brings a heart and a soul to the experience. How do we create an identity for the convention center? The convention center becomes a reflection of both Orange County and Orlando.
Hi, my name is Frank Gabinati. I mean, to me, food really represents culture. And having a meal that was created with a purpose really makes me feel like I'm at home. And we want our guests to feel like they're coming back into their roots when they're visiting our centers.
I think what we need to try and do is create something that really represents, what is the signature dish? What are you going to be known for? We want to work with you to create a food story that really represents your brand, your identity, because you never get a second chance to make a good first impression.
So 2 weeks ago, I'm at the Orange County Convention Center for a good 6 days straight with 20,000 other attendees. I and my coworkers were surprised by just how much time we had to spend on Yelp or on Foursquare just trying to find somewhere else to eat. That's not the experience I want as an attendee. I don't want to have to drive off property to go find some other food. That's time wasted that I could have spent inside of a breakout session or over coffee with a fellow attendee. When I go to the convention center, I want that sense of pride that I have in my city's food scene to seep into the convention center because I want everybody who visits Orlando to feel or to see or to taste what I taste when I'm here.
So this is really the journey of the future of Orange County Convention Center. And more importantly, finding your identity. And man, we want to come on that journey with you, and we want to share it with the world. What excites me is I start to think about all the things that this could become. Diversity, local, giving back to the community, working to create more jobs, a place for people to feel safe, meet, eat, greet, and socialize, the heart of the city, a place that can become revered locally. It's about sharing and creating lasting memories. It's about finding the best of Orlando and collecting it all together here.
The identity of the convention center is so important. We want people to walk out of the convention center remembering their food experience. From the moment we walked out of this building 10 years ago, we have had this date circled in our calendars. And everything that we have done in the past 10 years to evolve as a company, to innovate, to redefine the convention center business has been with this goal in mind.
So as you begin to embark on this journey to become the largest convention center in the United States, it's really not about where you are now, but it's where you're going and the choices you make to get there.
So I ask you, what do you want for the future of the Orange County Convention Center?